One of the biggest African dream is coming true. With slowly steps, but it's coming true. If you are African, there are 6 countries where you can travel without a visa. Rwanda, Benin, Burundi, Seychelles, Kenya, Ghana, Gambia. If we look at one of the biggest dream of the Organization of African Unity founded in 1963, or if we look at the 2002 project, we can call African Union, one of the biggest dreams was to realize the free movement of people, African cities, and the free trade in all African countries, between, among, and in Africa. But if we realize deeply that these countries that I mentioned before, that removed the visa requirement for African cities, what they are doing is what will bring us to the free trade and free movement of the African cities. Because if the African Union Congress decide to discuss the problem of African visa, we will see all the highs of the war of the big organization, of the big country like China, US, Europe. We look at us and they will do something to interrupt the project, I guess. That's why I think that when individual African countries decide to remove the visa requirement, in the long term, we will see that all the African countries remove the visa requirement. As effect, the free movement of the African people will be realized. I think that it's more effective to realize this dreaming by this way, leaving the African country do by itself this removement, then African Union Congress decide to discuss this matter that will be more difficult because of the other intervenient that doesn't belong to us. Because for these big intervenients, organization of the countries, for them it's very interesting that we keep as we are, then we realize the big dream of African free movement and African trade. What do you think about my point of view? It's better to leave as it is, that all African country will do by itself, or it's better to discuss one day, 1 week in the African Congress this problem? I guess it's more effectively as it is happening right now. Rwanda did itself, Burundi did itself, Seychelles did itself, Ghana did itself, and all the African nations will do it by itself. In the long term, in the next 15, 20 years, we will see that Africa is free for all the African cities, I guess. Make like if you subscribe together.